Well, and in that context, when you early on were warning about some of where things were going in the lockdowns, I remember lots of people saying, "Oh, that will never happen. We'll never have mass home arrest. We'll never have 2-year-olds having to wear masks. We'll never have forced experimental drugs imposed on people. We'll never shut down the economy of the entire world." And then it all happened. Boom, 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 boom. It's understanding the mindset and the motivation of the people involved that you give them a little bit of room, they're going to take it to its logical conclusion. In that context, though, in terms of like people have, complimented me on my memory recall, I get nowhere near your memory recall. Where did you, and how do you like be able to remember something like, oh, in 1999, I did a TV show. I remember that article in that paper talking about this subject. I remember we were talking about a documentary I just seen, like a late 60s one about a CIA taking over something. And not only did you remember it, you could start quoting the lines from it. Well, is that something you always had? Is that a skill set you developed, like Cicero building rooms in a house? How did you get that level of memory recall?
Well, I mean, I'll just be honest, from drinking too much and stress and everything, I don't have a photographic memory anymore, or they call it didactic, or they got a bunch of names for it. But until I was about 40, I remember basically everything that ever happened in great detail. I could speed read all that now. That's gone away. I mean, if my brain's in the right mode and I'm really focused, and if I'm interested in something, like a beautiful woman, I'm married, she's great, but like, beautiful woman you remember you have sex with one time, you remember every damn thing about it because it was amazing. And so if my brain is really into a book or into a clip or into a film or into a sunset, I don't forget it. Everything else now I kind of tune out. Used to, that's how I kind of got really hyper, was I try to talk about stuff because I had so much information. So it's almost a blessing as I've gotten older that's dimmed a lot. And so I'm able to, kind of slow down a little bit and not spew out so much information. But I mean, you got a great memory too. Both you guys do, and you're kicking ass. And all I'm saying is, I want people to understand that there is a radical scientific elite that thinks the public are idiots who have taken control of human development and are building a breakaway civilization in their own words. And we better address them at their level, become informed about what's going on, and stop complying with the post-human world robotic takeover they're building. It's a very dystopic world they're building. It's not for the environment. They believe they're gods. They believe they're elites. They believe that it's like Ray Kurzweil said, I don't believe in God yet. I'm going to become God. Well, and he said, yeah, we might let you live. We might step on you like a bug. We might keep you like a houseplant. These are people talking about us like we're houseplants. Charlie Munger, Bill Gates' lawyer, Warren Buffett's lawyer, best buddy, their mentor, came out 2 weeks ago and said, I want communism like China. And I think we ought to arrest people we disagree with. I mean, I told Sonny they better arrest the head of Jack Ma, and they did arrest him, Sonny. We need to be like that, Sonny. And these guys have put unlimited money into AI and surveillance, and now they have press conferences where we're going to read all your text messages and make sure you're not putting out disinfo. And it's like light years past. So here's the deal. If I've made mistakes, I admit to them, execute me for mistakes, kill me. But then what about folks that lie about WMDs and want to read your text messages and say they want to be like communist China? So if I'm bad, send me to prison. Okay, Alex Jones is a bad guy. Let's deal with him right now. He is a bad person. But what about Charlie Munger? What about these people? That's what I'm saying. They got the power and they're saying, let's arrest her. I'm sure you saw that, guys. Did you see Charlie Munger?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a long dealings, very adversarial with Charlie Munger. So that's another story, as I like to say. But in that context,
well, hey, I want to invite you both on my show that doesn't get you in too much trouble.
Oh, sure.
I want, come on. I didn't know, everybody, Barnes, Charlie Munger, boy, isn't he a piece of work?
He's a very unique individual. With a lot of interesting connections. People should look into the law firm, Munger Tolles, some of its history, some of its connections, some of who they've represented over time. And there's a lot of interesting stories there in that context.